Podcast, Ep.8. I'm your host, Whitmore Merrick. Got my co-host,
Rico Harris, Swizzy in the building.
Yes, sir. And today we've got the notorious Eric King, my brother. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man. Let them know a little bit about yourself.
Hello. My name is Eric. I got released about 2 years ago. I got released from the Federal Supermax ADX. I did a 10-piece, and I'm just really happy to be here.
Man, welcome home, man.
Definitely welcome home for sure.
Yeah, so how has your experience been, just your re-entry experience so far?
Yeah, it started off really bad. Like, those halfway houses are rough. They don't really acclimate you to get ready for the world. And then coming from a lockdown environment, being around people again was difficult. Like, it was real difficult. But once I got on my feet, I was blessed to, like, a local nonprofit gave me a job as a paralegal.
That's dope.
So I could immediately start helping other people try to stay out of prison. And then I got to work from them to start working on different causes that I believed in inside. And so since then, like, I got an opportunity to write a book. I get an opportunity to travel. Yeah. So I've had that privilege that so many people don't have, and that's made it a lot more tolerable to get out.
That's so dope, man. We're going to touch a little bit on everything, man, but we definitely want to start from the beginning, just to get a little more familiar with yourself, and you can humanize yourself to the audience, man. That's what I really like to do, because we're all human beings. So, tell the audience a little bit about Eric King. How did you come up with your household?
Yeah.
And where you were born and raised?
So I was born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. And we grew up in really poor backgrounds in black neighborhoods. And so I got class conscious really fast. We didn't have a dad in the picture at that point. He had abandoned us. So it was me, my mom, my grandpa. And that's where I first saw, like, banks kicking people out of their homes and, like, property on the streets. That's where I first saw cops. Are we allowed to curse?
Yeah.
That's where I first saw cops, like, beating the shit out of people for no reason. And it just really developed in me, like, my mindset of there's something wrong here. And I can do something about it because I have a past with a lot of people due to white privilege, for real. And so that's how I grew up. I went to college. Like, I traveled the world. I had blessings upon me, but I grew up from those backgrounds. I still hold that with me.
Damn, man.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Like, from a different outlook. Me, I want to really ask about, like, your experience inside as, like, being white, being not being black, and how was you treated? Like, how was your whole experience? You know what I'm saying? Because I've been incarcerated myself, and I know how my experience was, and I've seen, like, people of other races and how they were treated. They were treated the same as I was treated. Like, they treated everybody equal. Won't no preferable treatment unless it was some preferable treatment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I just want to know your experience, like, being at ADX as well. Like, I heard the stories. I already never been there, but
my experience was bad.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was in prison. I'm a white guy, but I was in prison for participating in a black liberation movement. And so those white guys hated my guts.
Okay. You got to touch on that. How did you get a part of that?
So, like I told y'all, I grew up with racial solidarity. That's what I'm about. And so when the cops killed Michael Brown in Ferguson in 2014, I went to Ferguson as an ally to see, like, what can I provide? Not to be, like, an expert, but, like, what is needed of me. And so we're getting shot at by the National Guard, having the bombs go off, all that stuff, and seeing the brutality. So I went back to Kansas City, and there was a lawmaker who was supporting the police in Ferguson, a congressman. Mm-hmm. So I threw 2 Molotov cocktails into his office, and I spray painted solidarity with Ferguson. And so there's not very many white guys that go to prison for participating in black movements.
That's a fact.
And when you do, they don't like it. They don't like it one bit. So I had a very violent, tumultuous time inside.
I could only imagine. I mean, I never been in the federal system, but I've been incarcerated outside of Virginia, and I know how it can be when it comes to race. And I could only imagine. So did you have, like, a lot of experiences with the Aryan Nation or anything like that?
And I was always on West Coast yards until I wasn't. Yeah. And so the gangs there they didn't have, like, Aryan Nation, but it would have been, like, Aryan Circle, all these Texas gangs.
Yeah.
West Coast, NLG.
Yeah.
And every time you move prisons, like, there are people there waiting to fuck you off.
Exactly.
Because I also had anti-fascist tattooed on my face at one point, and that's not welcome because the anti is them. They're the fascists. So yeah, I had problems. And just like normal basic white guys, just like white cars. The Kansas City car, they don't want some end lover in their car. So I had to stand on a lot of stuff, and then you know what it is. Like there was lots of violence that I wish hadn't had to happen, both to me and to others.
Yeah, being in the federal system myself and like knowing how political it can be, like how extremely like separated and segregated it can be as far as who you can be with and how you can be like operate and move, and being have to stand on man time in them situations is like I can understand how you could. I know exactly where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? So, I can only imagine how rough it was.
And it was important for me too. Like I could have probably tried to roll on black time, but that didn't seem fair to the bros there. Like they got their own problems.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to start some race riot, like bring my drama to another group of people that have their own fucking issues. So it's just like deal with your issues, deal with your problems.
I do want to jump back to your youth because I like to paint the picture to the audience of how this incarceration affects us in so many different ways. So I want to ask, who was the first person that you knew to get incarcerated, and how did that affect you?
First person I knew personally, it would have been my cousin Brian. He was just because we're white trash, dog. So it was he was stealing. I forget, but he was stealing just small, stupid stuff from an Osco drug, like before CVS. And so he would just go to jail to prison eventually. And so it made me think, I didn't hate him. I didn't get mad at him. I didn't see him as a bad person. It always seemed like he was a victim. Like he always seemed like he was a victim of capitalism. Like maybe if he had been taught impulse control, maybe if he had been like brought up in a structure where he had opportunities, and that's coming from, once again, a place of privilege. But like when you're in the streets, there's not jobs, there's not opportunities.
It's not a lot.
And he was an addict because he had no other ways to find self-worth. And so when I saw that happen to him, it was just immense sadness. Like I wish that didn't have to happen to him.
And how old would you say you and he were?
I was 8. He was probably 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were that young thinking like that for him.
Yeah. I grew up pretty conscious.
Yeah, that's very conscious.
Yeah, it is very conscious.
Because it's like shoved down your throat, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So how do you feel like that experience, led, how do you think that affected you now looking back on that? Do you think that it had much of an effect?
So I feel like it was the combination of that and then the stuff I saw as a kid, like the cops protecting the banks against poor families, like seeing my neighbors, it's pouring rain and their couches out there, they have nothing and they have nowhere to go. So that developed in me a very strong hatred and distrust of cops, like deeply. And then seeing my family and then friends later on, we're going to prison, we're going to jail, we're going to, like I went to juvie. So like these things they internalize inside you that like there's an enemy here and I know who it is. And to me it was the police.
How old were you when you went to juvie?
I was 12.
That was your first experience?
Yeah. I thought in my neighborhood there was a rich neighbor. They weren't rich when I look back on it. They just had a slightly bigger house than what we had. So we broke in, me and a friend of mine, and just destroyed their entire house. Because like, you think you're better than us, you piece of shit. And they did not. They did not think that.
What was the charge?
Breaking and entering, burglary, causing damage over $5,000. There was 4 other ones. Like I was 12. It was a long time.
And what was the ultimate outcome?
I ended up doing several months in juvie and then had to be on deferment for 3 years. And then I had a restitution of $7,000.
So let me ask you, after that experience, like what was your journey like as far as like incarceration? Like did you continue to get incarcerated like or was it a long gap in between?
Yeah, so that lasted for those several months. And then after that, because my family's Irish Catholic, so I always wanted to be like an activist priest. Like that was my goal, become a priest, but be one of the ones from like Central America that is defending the poor. So I stayed out of trouble a lot except for protest stuff. So I would get arrested like fighting the Klan. I would get arrested like assaulting officers. Okay. But it was always like simple charges. You weren't staying in prison. You just go to jail for a little bit, a couple weeks, a month.
Okay.
I'm so cool.
So what is political prisoner. What does that mean to you when you hear that?
To me, like, and I know it's a tricky subject because some people's identities are politicized. And so for me, a political prisoner is someone who puts their ethics on the line and goes to prison for that as opposed to self-fulfilling needs. Like someone like Sundiata Acoli, he went to prison trying to raise up the Black Liberation Movement. Someone like Tom Manning, who went there trying to defend Central America and South Africa apartheid. So it's people who put their lives and freedom on the line for their ethics as opposed to like personal gain or survival.
That's dope. That's real, man.
Yeah. Okay, as far as like, we touched on this a little bit before we started, but like I talked about like the preparation for going into reentry, like preparing to come home. Like how was your experience like with your case managers and counselors and the resources that you're supposed to have, and what was you allotted when the time came?
Getting released from ADX is not helpful.
I can only imagine.
They do not do much to benefit you. And so it kept getting pushed back. It'd be like, you're going to get released this day, and then it'd be another 3 months, and then another 3 months. And we don't have like, they're not giving you like programs. You're not meeting with people. I did get to the pre-release unit, so you get an hour out with 2 other people, and that's supposed to acclimate you to the world.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
So it eventually became a situation where, because of my charges, they put the stipulations like you have to get your blood test. You have to go see a psych doctor. You have to get on medicine. And that's what the blood test would check to make sure you're taking that medicine. You have to have a phone tracker on your phone. You have to call and check in every single day. You have to take a pee test at least twice a week. So they give you these stipulations. Either you approve them and you get out, or you don't and you stay. And so I ended up staying because I thought it was like resisting. So I ended up only getting a month at halfway house because of that. But it was tough. Like, it's tough for people to tell you, like, you've done this time, you've done hard time, but now you have to be subjected to more repression or stick here. And so it was a tough pill to swallow. And of course you're not prepared. Like, of course you're not.
Yeah, to be thrust back into the world and only have a month halfway house from ADX, that's a dangerous situation for a lot of people. Like, so for you to be out for 2 years after that is commendable for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, damn right. So where was the halfway house?
I was thankful. The halfway house was in Denver. At that time, my family lived an hour away in Longmont.
Okay.
So it was still a hustle, like, or a struggle. Like, my wife is still having to drive an hour, take me to work, wait at work with me, drive me back, her drive an hour back home. So it puts that pressure and that squeeze on your family to just destroy the family.
Yeah.
And get you fucked off.
That's what incarceration does. It affects our families so much, you know. And once I really learned that was another reason why I said I'm not doing this shit no more, for real, man. It affects everybody so much, and it costs so much, you know, and you'll never get it back
on every level. It costs so much on every level.
I was going really hard, like the staff assaults, the line of fires, the barricades. But then when I saw how it was affecting my life, and she's like, do you want to come home or do you want to fight these people? Because you're not fighting to win right now. You're fighting for rage, for vengeance. That's not going to push the movement. It's not going to push you, and it's separating you from us. So what's important? Well, goddamn, like family.
Most definitely.
She's just tying up.
Yeah, you said, and I wanted to say, you sound like you had a very strong support system.
Oh yeah,
too.
I've got great wife, great kids. They're still with me now.
How many kids you got?
2.
2.
Yeah,
okay.
And they're just like my family's
How old are
everything. They are 13 and 17.
Okay.
And so when it's like when they're not recognizing you because they haven't seen you in 5.5 years because you're not allowed visits, that really changes how you view like what's valuable in your life. So there's other ways to fight.
Most definitely, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. It's definitely by design to take that power piece out of the family. You know what I mean? So to still have your family support. I was another person that had that type of support from my family, so I know how it is to have that and what it means. So, and also as far as like, was ADX the only place you were at? You didn't go to no other prison?
I started at a low.
At a low?
I went low, medium, penitentiary, ADX.
Oh yeah, you went crazy.
And they said I was the only person ever to do all 4. I don't know if that's true or not.
I believe you.
It's hard to do. So
I do believe you, for real.
Within 2 years from the low, I was getting the extra charges, going to ADX. It was just bad news bears. Like, it was all bad news.
Oh, man.
Because I resisted.
So,
I thought, this is the belly. Like, get these people.
How much time did you spend in the hole
7.5 total.
That's crazy. So let's talk a bit about that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
What did you do to keep your sanity?
So I have heroes that did a lot of time, like the Angola 3 were in the shoe a long time.
Yeah, I heard of them.
The people that I admire were all at Marion, were all at ADX.
Yeah.
And so I took a lot of strength from them, knowing like you can survive this if you keep your brain sharp, you keep a routine, and you develop things that give you dopamine. Like I would clean myself, dopamine. I would make it like if I accomplish 1,000 burpees, I'm a beast. Then you get it like I did something, I achieved something today, and they can't take that away from me no matter what. And so all the pepper spray, all the repression doesn't mean shit if I have this inside me to where like I'm winning for me now, and you can't touch me. I mean you can, but you can't touch me here.
Yeah, not mentally.
Yeah,
I broke too. Like, don't get me wrong. There was hard times.
That's a dope outlook on that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. 7.5 years is like insane to be in solitude, bro. Like, I think the most I ever did was like 160 days.
And that's nothing to snuff at.
And you ain't got to tell me because I'm trying to tell you.
Man,
I was on
days will make a person go out there.
And it'll make
I've
you.
Seen it actually.
It's so bad that it makes you unrecognizable to yourself.
That's
like
the
you can
worst
see yourself because you don't see yourself a lot, and when you do see yourself, you be like, "Who is that?"
That's crazy.
It's like so 7.5 years. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Another commitment to you for
Most
that,
definitely.
for real. Like to be on the other side of that is righteous for real.
Yeah, I remember being in the hole in the state with
Yeah.
brothers that had been in there for years. Like
the state
Zulu
worse.
and,
You ain't got no
and,
celly or nothing.
Just for not cutting their hair. Mm-hmm. You know what I
God
mean? Never
damn.
cut
For
their
not cutting your hair, for never cutting your dreads in the shoe 12 years.
And you know, it was
Yeah.
so bad. The
That's
whole
a political prisoner.
Yeah,
the
that
whole in the
definitely is.
state was so bad that you had to wait for somebody to get in trouble out on the yard
To
just
go
to get
out, just to get
Remember when I
out.
was
Time
locked
been
in
up.
there?
Exactly.
And you know, you just like, damn, I don't want to see nobody get locked up, but dang, I want to get out today. You know what I mean? Like, you only in there for a couple days, end up a couple months, like a month from
That's
change.
how that
weeks and all of that. Like,
that's how that
for-
box do you, man. And how your thinking kind of, like 7 years.
I lost sight of the world because
I
your
believe you.
whole now the battle is just here. And there was time periods like where I'm strong, righteous. Other time periods like if you don't give me this sugar packet, I'm gonna slap you and throw shit in your face. It's like, what do you want to do?
And let's talk about how bad that those type of charges too, like what, the experiences because like for me, when I was in the jail, I was young and dumb, of course, and I was like around people that had life sentences, you know what I mean? And I was acting like I had life sentences.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You know what I'm
But
saying?
definitely didn't. But at the same time though, it followed me everywhere I went.
Yeah.
Like they was. As soon as I got off the bus, they was like, "Oh, you like to fight COs?"
Exactly.
Threw me in the hole. As soon as I went to Mecklenburg, that roughed me up, talking all of this shit. I done been assaulted by so many police like in my lifetime, incarcerated on the street. I also did time on Rikers Island too. Yeah. So I definitely know how it feels to be far away from home and straight different politics and all of that stuff.
Basically, be alone.
Yeah,
and
all the way.
In that situation. Because when I got locked up in Atlanta. I was locked up on Wright Street, and that's a very big jail, like 5,000 people. And it's like,
was that Fulton County?
Yeah, you don't know. I don't know nobody for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being in a situation where you far away from home and you like standing on just you in an unfamiliar situation in a like unpredictable, uncontrollable situation is like for all of us. That's crazy that we came through that and we doing what we doing now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like
good for us.
We need to continue to like also let like people like us know like that mental health part of it. We need to like let people know like what you did is an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Build off that, live off that, dream off that, hope off that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Because to imagine that you could go through something like that and still be out here with your sanity is a whole nother conversation.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And being in society, doing what we're doing,
Yeah. So man, you had some crazy footage too.
Oh
that
we
want to premiere to the viewers when this episode premieres. But I don't want to ask how because I just want to talk a little bit more about like what was going on in your mind in those experiences? What was actually taking place in those experiences? The video, and we're talking about video of Mr. King getting, physically abused and strapped down inside of a holding cell. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I got 4-pointed. They don't really do it above your head anymore. Like, because I was laid out like an X. They try to do it down to your side now after a black blood named Thomas Smith had his shoulder ripped out after 28 hours. But so I was 4-pointed for about 7 hours after having 6 or 7 cops just stomp me half to death. Kicking your groin, hyperextending your legs, choking you. And so, yeah, that really pushes you to look at, like, what am I made of right now? Because you can fall apart real quick, because that's the most painful thing I've ever had in my life. And it's scary. Like, they would come in and, like, put your hand over your mouth. And you can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing.
So you're in the worst pain of your life. You're terrified. You can't breathe. And, like, they're suffocating you. Or they're coming in and saying, like, we're going to get you killed. We're bringing the ABs in here. Like, just trying to break you mentally. And you have to really find your resolve. And, like, I'm grateful I did, because a lot of people don't. But I still, like, I can't feel most of my left arm and hand. Like, I can't control my fingers a lot of times. Damn. My entire leg is, that's why it's all tatted. Like, it's numb as hell, because it destroyed the nerves, and you don't get that back.
Nah, definitely.
Don't get 4-pointed if you can avoid it.
Yeah, that 4-point is terrible. I can agree with you on that. I've been in that situation. I don't think it was 7 hours, but it was a couple hours.
Too much.
Way too much. Like, the numbness you feel is, like, so painful. You can't explain
it's like
it.
an ice burn.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
but I don't regret messing up that cop. Like, that was the right move. You can't let someone put their hands on you like these big fascist pieces of trash. You can't let them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, the type of abuse that I've seen inside, that you would just be like, a officer is doing that. You know,
20-year veteran of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, acting like a child.
Yeah, but when you talk about zero tolerance inside those places, I mean, like for instance, like in Rikers Island, like, if you hear the turtles come, they say face the wall. If you don't face the wall, they jumping you, beating you down like somebody in the street. You know what I mean? Easy. Yeah. You know, I seen COs robbing people. You know what I mean? Taking their food and everything.
No one believes us when we say it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, that's why I'm glad we have this video, because, like, my family didn't believe me. Like, my mom, my cousins, my comrades, they think it's sweet. They think I'm, like, over exaggerating. But thank God we have this video.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you are gonna see this.
It's real. It's definitely real, man. Wanted to commend you on writing a book as well, man. That's awesome. Can you talk a little bit about your book?
Yeah. So I put out
Clean
one.
Hell? Is that what it is?
We put out one prior called Rattling the Cages, just because I wanted prisoners to be able to have their voice heard that maybe get forgotten.
Rattling the Cages?
Yeah, it's just an oral history of, like, that way other people can be heard, not just
that's what
myself.
This is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a clean hell is because no one ever goes to federal trial and wins.
No.
It doesn't happen. I did it for my second case. And so then no one goes to ADX. Like, I think it's had like 4,000 prisoners since it opened. And so to have these two unique experiences and be one of the lucky ones who actually got out.
Damn
like,
right.
People don't know. People don't know what happens over there. People don't know what trial is like. They don't know the fear, the intimidation, the tactics. They don't know what 24-hour concrete box isolation is. Because you're not knocking on the door and hollering at your bro. You're alone. You're alone. And I needed people to know that there are men in there that have been in there for 15, 20 years that you've never heard of. Like, Jeff Fort's still there. Like, he's dying right now. Bro's been in there for 20 years. And, like, people don't remember these cats because they've been buried so long. Yeah, so the book's not just about me. It's making sure that, like, these stories, these men that have really just pushed that line just to survive, that, like, just a little bit their voices can get out too. Even though it's my voice telling their stories, like, that's not really, I can't tell a young black man's story, but I can say what I saw.
Most definitely. How did you come up with the name? The name is crazy.
This punk-ass warden named Warden Hood, he used to be the cop there, or a warden there, and he was doing an interview with CBS News. And he's like, it might not be the brutal hells that you're used to at San Quentin and Folsom, but it is a clean hell. It will destroy you. And I was like, well, this piece of shit is right. Like, people need to hear that, because it really is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so,
dope.
You got 2 books under your belt, and I know you said earlier you was a paralegal. Mm-hmm. So what is your background as far as, like, that goes, like, with legal stuff, knowing the law, whatever? It's just from being inside and going through your own trial. Did you have some type of, did you go to school for it, or just was interested in it?
No, I never went to school for it. But when the second trial happened, like, that was a staff assault. And I was looking at the 20 piece. They weren't offering a plea deal. And so I was so invested in that case and seeing how bad my lawyers were doing, seeing how like my wife and my comrade Badger had to do all the legal work and not get any credit. Seeing like women get exploited for their labor again. And so when that happened, I was like, I want to do this, but I don't know if I'm smart enough. And then God, if everyone just had one opportunity, sometimes that's all it takes. You just gamble on yourself. You just bet on yourself once.
Definitely.
And so from there, then I got a better paralegal job. Then I got contractors. Then I got another career. So once you take that step, if you believe in yourself and others believe in you, now all of a sudden I believe in myself to do something more now. And now I can do even better than that. And it just feels really good trying to help people, even though you lose a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You lose a lot. But when people are getting arrested for squatting because they're homeless or like shooting up drugs because they have nothing else in life or stealing food, we can help keep those cats out of jail and find them opportunities if we fight hard enough, and they deserve it.
Most definitely.
That's real dope. So just off of that same subject, what's your experience like with like jailhouse lawyers, like people that's locked up? Like, how do you feel about like their intellect as far as like knowing the federal legal system? How do you like? What is your take on how much they know?
There are levels. There's always like the old black cats that are just fucking geniuses. Like they might as well be lawyers.
Yeah.
You know, every single goddamn law.
On the
told you stature.
Right out their head, don't need to look at nothing.
Look here, brother, it's CV.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you get there's also a racket. Like let's be real. There's people like, oh, I'll type your motion for you.
Yeah.
But 8 books.
Yeah, exactly.
Books of stamps. And so there's levels and there's grifters just like there are in the free world. But I have seen people fight cases and win from prison. And that is mesmerizing.
Yeah, it
like
is.
To have that there with such limited capacity, like limited resources to say like, I'm going to win this and do it. Oh my God, that makes me lose my mind with joy.
Do you have any like specific cases that you might want to touch on that were like that, or something that,
Don't put me on the spot, bro. Don't do that to me. I'm just trying to make it here.
Oh nah, you can't talk about it.
There was a there was a dude in ADX, older black guy. He'd been there for 15 years, and he had a really weird case to start with. He was like threatening some government official with like acid and to kill his kid. And he got to ADX, and they were prosecuting another case against him. And he took it to the Supreme Court. God, I wish I could remember this dude's name. But he took one of his convictions to the Supreme Court and won. And I watched it. And then they retried him, and he got a worse sentence. But he had, for that one moment, for that brief specter of time, you've never seen someone more proud, and he deserved it.
And it's I think it feels like that when you see that, one, because of where they are and the resources that you have, and the dedication that it takes to be on that law library for hours and hours and hours, and just not even really bat an eye, just do it every day.
And those timelines, like you have to match these timelines, 30 days, 60 days.
Yeah.
You gotta get it, gotta have this, gotta have this. It's gotta be formatted right.
And the fact that the feds cheat so bad.
Oh my God.
To beat them, and you know they cheating, is
that's how it felt at trial, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you piece of shit are gonna lie to me. You're gonna say I jumped first. You're gonna say that I'm this bad monster, and then I get to look you right in the face and be like, they deserve it. They deserve to get hit. They deserve to have us fight back. They create this culture, and to have a jury, like obviously if I was black, I would have lost, 110%. But to be able to look at this jury and be like, they deserve it, and win it, I've never felt better in my life. I think about that all the time.
That's a win for us all too.
Man.
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. So what's next? What's on the horizon for you? What you got on your?
So like right now, I'm promoting the book. Like I encourage, it's on pmpress.org. Yeah, please.
How can they get that?
Yeah, pmpress.org now. It hits normal bookstores in January, but like I support local, small, radical media. So I appreciate if people would buy it from PM. It's a real deep book. Like it's not a boring book. It's emotional, and it talks on sexual assault. It talks on, because we never talk about that with men. It talks about trauma. It talks about brutality. It talks about stories that don't get told. So I'm doing that and then working my 2 jobs. So I want to, Trump just cut this Medicaid. He just cut SNAP. I'm not going to let my kids go hungry.
Can't.
I'm overworking.
Yeah.
I'm working from the hotel or from the house I'm staying at right now.
Yeah. So what is PM Press exactly?
Yeah, PM Press is dope. It's a radical publisher. They put out Solitary by Upper Woodcox. They put out radical books, stories that get buried. and they're successful, but they're still like independent media. And so they put out books about prison. They put out books about revolution. They put out books about classism, racism, socialism, just things that prevent a different or produce a different viewpoint than CNN or Fox. Like, let's tell these histories. Look at me through the whirlwind. That book about the Panther 21. That was PM Press. So they do really beautiful stuff.
Okay, I gotta check them out.
Please,
Yeah, man.
Shout out Joey and Courtney from PM Press. Like, thanks for giving someone a gosh damn opportunity.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all, man, for sure.
So,
Yeah, but we really appreciate you coming to have this conversation. You know, we may be from different walks of life, but our experiences are very similar. And, you know, like I said, we appreciate you on the show. We look to follow up with you and tell folks how they can find you. Are you on social media as well?
I wish I wasn't.
me too sometimes.
So I'm on Instagram, support Eric King. It was made when I was inside, so we still have that up. Okay. It's got all the ADX pictures. It got all the torture. But before I sign out, like, can I just say, like, please write prisoners. Like, I don't care what their crime is. I don't care how shitty they are. I don't care what the state calls them. Like, it's not the state's job to label these people. It's our job to heal our communities. So please find someone inside to support. Send them books, send them money. I don't care what they're spending on. Like, let humans be human and just please love these people inside.
Most definitely, man.
For sure.
Did you want to touch on the prison letter writing, Melissa?
Yes.
No.
Plug the prison letter writing.
Yeah, there's prisoner letter writing that happens at Visible Records in Charlottesville, second Thursday of every month, 6 to 8 p.m. Yeah, we write people that participate in this project that's called Solitary Gardens. So it's 4 gardens in the same layout as a solitary prison cell.
That's dope.
And each garden belongs to someone that is currently incarcerated, and they choose what to grow, and we send them photos and updates. So it's a way to try to like make them part of the community. And then we also alternate in the off months from that writing to political prisoners.
Dope, man.
That is dope.
There is real stuff happening. That is real love and real solidarity.
Yeah, shout out to Visible Records. Definitely for the community vibes. I've been I've been a neighbor of Visible Records for about 6-7 years going on now. So yeah, been a part of the community garden, the prison letter writing, the solitary garden. It's very dope, and like I said, you should come and check it out. 1740 Broadway Street. I always say Broadway. Yeah, go ahead.
Just one more shout out before we go. Shaka Shakur, he's in Virginia now. He's an Indiana State politicized prisoner. He's been down for a long time. He was taught by Zolo, one of my elders and heroes in Indiana death row. And so Shaka is right down the road, and he needs love and support. He's not from Virginia. He needs people in Virginia to show up for him. He's elder. He's righteous as shit, and like we need to show up for people that are putting their hearts out there and trying to lift us up.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. Freedom for our felons.
That's it.
All right.
Freedom for my felons and one freedom for us all. Freedom isn't given.